So now we're talking about the needs that you find that you can work out from your emotion. And the first level of needs, we're talking about things that you can do for yourself without the input of anyone else. Because the reality is sometimes you might be on your own. So if you're heading into a depression and you're feeling sad, you may need to be reassured or comforted. So how is it you can do that on your own? Well, one of the ways you can do is to actually think about the things that do comfort you. So many people, for things that people that have that do comfort you, might be pictures of friends or family that are dear to you. It might be a picture of your children. It might be a picture of a child that you've lost. Okay? So you can have those photos around you as part of your plan, as a reminder. You can also put around you sayings that will actually comfort you. So you might write on the wall, you are valuable, I love you, your family loves you. So it's okay to be sad. So actually acknowledging your emotion. So it might be, it's okay to be sad. This is not life and death. Again, these are reminders to help you get through your sadness or other emotion. It may be a saying like, this too shall pass. And the idea is to write these down and then place them in a place that you can see them, whether it's on a wall or in your wallet or your purse. Just reminders for you to be comforted. If you're heading into a manic phase and you're getting scared or angry, you might again need sayings like, it's okay. You need to earth yourself. This too will pass. Same sorts of sayings. Other things that people do, and it's amazing how particular it is for people who want to be, who have a need in a manic phase or a risky behaviour, how specific their need is. So, for instance, a client I had who used to get into manic phases, I said, what is it, the things that make you calm? And he said, well, that's really easy. He said, I love the beach. I love going down to the beach, and it's the waves, the sound of the waves, and I walk along the beach with the sound of the waves and the fresh air, and it's fabulous. So I said, oh, that's good. The best way to do that would be able to go to the beach if you're getting into your manic phase, when you get the warning signs. And I said to him, can you do that? And he said, look, I'd love to go to the beach, but in fact I live 3 hours from the beach, so it's not practical to go to the beach. So we then had a discussion about what are the reminders he had that he could have about the beach. And I gave him the exercise to go away and find things that would calm him down and remind him of the beach. He came back next time, having travelled to the beach. And I said, what have you brought back? And he said, well, I brought back a number of things. First of all, I took my camera down and I took a number of pictures of the beach, and he now keeps them with him, so that reminds him of the beach. And he said something unusual. He said, I found a conch shell. And I said, why have you got that? And he said, well, I can put that up to my ear and I can hear the sound of the waves. And that's something I can carry with me. Again, that will calm me down. I thought that was something I would never have thought of, but he thought about that. The other thing he said is I also went out and bought a CD of the sounds of the waves that I can put in my car and take with me, or put it on my MP3 players. And I hadn't thought about that before. And he said it was actually quite difficult to find, because most videos or CDs have music with the waves. And it took him a lot of searching to find that he just wanted the sound of the waves. Again, very specific what he needed, but he knew that would calm him down. The other specific thing that he found, and he hadn't told me about this, was that he's very much into American Indian spirituality. So he'd gone to his local shop and bought a little Indian purse, and in that purse he put his conch shell, which again he take with him. So in that space of time he had found 4 or 5 specific reminders that would take him to a calm place when he was heading into his risky behaviour. And the beauty of those reminders is he could take them anywhere with him. He didn't have to have them at home or whatever. So that is the idea of putting yourself with amongst reminders and trinkets and any types of thing that will remind you to get your needs met attached to your emotion there. And I guarantee you, if you start to think about those things, you'll know specifically what the things that you want that will remind you that it's okay and to remind you about the needs you have at this time. So think about them and then write them down, and then as much as possible put those trinkets with you or in the space that you will have this plan. Now we've talked now about things that you can do for yourself in terms of trinkets and reminders. Now we've talked about some of the reminders that you can do for yourself, but there are often other things that you can do for yourself. Sometimes if you're feeling sad and depressed, you actually just feel like going to bed, and that's okay. You can go to bed and cry. That's okay. Sometimes you might like to go for a walk on your own. That's okay. Put on your plan. Other things that you can do when you're sad, sometimes people like to listen to music. That's fine too. Put it on your plan. Other things that people talk about is they might go and watch a movie. That's okay too. There are a number of different things you can do. Some people like to read a book. They might want to read a book that's just about fantasy. That's fine. Or about personal growth or about other people in this issue. That's fine. Other things you can do for yourself are to write. Some people find writing helps them express their emotions. That's more so with depression, but sometimes with anger or manic things, it's good for writing. So these are a number of other things that you can do for yourself before you have to call on others and to help you out in your plan. This brings us to the end of this part of the video. It's really important that you now go to the next part of the video in order to get the whole plan.